Coach, last regular season game, and I know that playing Porter-Gaud, probably the top team in Skeeza, but I know your kids did some things you were really proud of. You were shorthanded with some kids that are playing baseball today as well. Just talk a little bit about, first, the challenge of having to play certain games when you're not at full strength because the kids playing other sports.
Yeah, you know, we've got 4 guys that are out due to injury. You know, pretty much our entire freshman class is depleted. We got a bunch of sophomores as well as we got 2 juniors and then 2 seniors, but yeah, it is hard playing, especially a sport like lacrosse where you're running constantly up and down with 12 guys, 13 guys. You know, we need a few more bodies out there today. You know, I think it will make a difference once we do get those bodies out there, because we've got a good core group. We just need to add on a few more.
How have you seen the last couple of years the interest level just in general get bigger and better?
Well, you know, when I started here, I mean, I played, I was an 8th grader here, and then, you know, it just gradually built and built and built, and there's a little hiatus once there's some coaching change, but now that we're back, you know, we're full bore, we have, you know, good staff and everything together. It's, you know, I've seen 3 or 4 new guys come out, you know, Luke Spurrier, Ben Mason, trying to think who else. But we've had some, you know, guys that normally don't play that have tried it for the first time and have, you know, succeeded. You know, starting, playing a good bit, and everyone on our team plays a good bit. So it's good to see that transition.
Now, this is something you've known for a long time, relatively speaking, because you played from the get, like you said, back in 8th grade. And that was, what year would that have been?
I think that was 2001.
2001.
Yeah.
And by the way, for the folks that don't know, you were the Crawford Prezioso, probably the most celebrated lacrosse player in Skeeza, maybe. I mean, certainly around here. Well, I know the stories are legendary.
Well, we didn't have Skeeza back then. Yeah. I was I guess I was a 2-time All-American in the state, but now
in the state, right?
We've had Billy Dreyer, who was an All-American 2 years ago here, but we've, you know, Corbett Glick, he definitely could be up for All-American honors, but you know, it's nice to see the progression. I mean, years ago, Flora, we used to kill them, and now Flora has it's the other way around. So we need to change that.
When you see, obviously, a guy that accomplished so much on the field and had a natural talent for it, when you watch games and you see things, just like I guess in any sport, where the kids, you wish they do one thing and they don't do the other, does that make it frustrating a little bit for you?
Yeah, you know, anytime when you're coaching, you know, it's always frustrating. Yeah, I remember when my college coaches told me that, you know, game day was for the players, but practice for the coaches. So it's one of the things where you have to correct it in practice, but at the same time, you know, when you see the same mistakes, you know, transition from practice into the games, it can be frustrating at times. But, you know, lacrosse is a new sport, but it's got the same similarities with, you know, basketball, football, any sort of, you know, maybe soccer. But it's just one of those.
Hockey.
Yeah, hockey for sure. And not too much hockey around these parts.
Right.
But, you know, it's definitely one of those sports that, you know, transitions with all the other sports that you play in the spring or fall or winter or whenever.
Is it becoming a little bit easier to talk to kids that have just been weaned on the traditional sports, where their mindset is kind of like, I play football, basketball, and baseball, and that's just the way things go, or maybe even soccer, to get them, is it becoming easier to say, hey, come on out and play?
Right. You know, anytime you're an athlete and you play multiple sports, it's a little, you know, I think you have a little advantage in terms of picking up any other sport that you play. You know, you kind of relate it to whatever, you know, especially lacrosse, you know, you find some sort of similarity to, you know, turn it back to a sport that you succeeded in the past. You know, say you play corner or safety in football, or you play point guard in basketball. It's, you know, the same similarities in guarding the ball and, you know, playing off ball. So it's one of those things where we're, you know, trying to teach the game a little bit, you know, time at a time, but it's going a little slower than I'd like. So.
It looks so fun to play, and obviously you've told me, we've talked before about it, and you've told me that I wouldn't believe it. Of course, back in my day, it was exclusively played in the Northeast, but it looks like something where I'll watch it and go, dang, I would have liked to play that. Let me ask you just quickly about, you've got a lot of guys that play hard and are very good, but a little bit earlier I talked to Nick Basile, Corbett Glick, and Stuart Williams. So if you would just talk a little bit about those 3 guys. I was kidding them early. I said they're the super sophomores. You know, both of them obviously young kids, but real talented.
That's right. I mean, we've got a whole sophomore class that is just, they've been playing together for the past 2-3 years at least. And, you know, Griffin Harden, we all call him Nacho. He's another one that should be on that list, as well as a couple other guys, Rox Pollard. But yeah, all those guys, they're a tight group, and it's good to see them grow And it's going to be interesting to see them as seniors because, you know, I've had them when they were 8th graders and now they're 9th graders and now they're sophomores. So, you know, towards the end of the year, we're, you know, probably we got one more playoff game, maybe 2. We'll see what happens in the playoffs, but it'll be interesting to see their progression as a group.
Well, keep doing a great job, and it's really, again, I can't say enough about how fun it is to watch. And really looking forward next year to hopefully catching more games and seeing how these super softs develop here under your tutelage. Great to see you, Crawford. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.